It's been a long month on vacation, and it's great to be back here at home on MU180. We are breaking in the new year with all of the news of the world. It's MU180 here on Marquette TV.
Award-losing lead anchor Kevin Ellis, Marco Bichinich, weather, Zach Myers, sports, and your reporters from the field, Roberto Vaquero and Trayvon Wesley. It's MU180 at 7 o'clock.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Ellis. Well, 2013 has been an uneventful year so far. The only major events that have happened so far, according to Wikipedia, are a hostage crisis in Algeria and a fire at a Brazilian nightclub. And that's about it. However, I'm here to tell you that there is other news of the world. In Georgia, 2 men were charged with felony theft last week after allegedly stealing $65,000 worth of chicken wings. That's right. According to the Huffington Post, the men used a forklift and a rental truck to assist in the heist. The chicken wings are currently missing, leading police to perform stool samples in search of chicken remnants in the 2 men. In Spain, a boy faked his own kidnapping in order to keep his parents from attending parent-teacher conferences. The 11-year-old put the entire country of Spain on alert and caused serious problems along the Portuguese border. The chaos ensued after it was reported that the boy was located in the trunk of a car. Nevertheless, the boy was found soon enough for him to attend parent-teacher conferences. And finally, a man in Florida sells one of the largest cigars ever rolled for a cool $185,000. The cigar is referred to as El Grande Habano No. 5, El Gigante, or the Giant. According to sources, the cigar is 19 feet long and a whopping 3 feet wide. One must ask themselves, to what use can one man have with such a long, wide, and firm cigar? We now turn it on over to Kevin Landgraf, who is reporting from Milwaukee. Kevin.
That's right, Kev. I'm here in Marquette on their campus, and I'm actually waiting here with some of the students, if you see behind me. They're coming back to the dorms after a nice long month off.
Now, Kevin, what else has been going on as far as, the promising of, the dorm life and whatnot?
Kevin, let me be honest, there's a lot of surprise.
Surprise about what?
Beats me, to be honest. All I keep hearing is, oh my God, girlfriend, where have you been? Hello, where the hell do you think they've been? They've been at home for a month, just like you.
Boy, I tell you. Anything else new going on this year?
Well, I can tell you that there's a lot of excitement about Greek life.
Really? Don't understand why. In fact, I bet you and I could come up with a better frat than anything else on campus.
You know, Kev, I think you might be right. It'd be one everyone would join.
It'd have to be something everyone would like in college. No drinking, obviously. That's a biggie. Everyone hates that anyway.
Too true. And we would require you to wear a triple lock chastity belt. Sex is gross. Ugh. And we don't condone that in our frat.
Which is called a what, by the way?
Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. Of course.
I really don't think that's a good idea there. 3Ks and all. What's the motivation behind that one?
I'm not really sure what your apprehension is, because only people of this fraternity will discriminate is people without their name starting with a K.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, and I think it's important that members only focus lifting weights on the lower body, definitely not the upper body. We can't fall into that frat bubble,
Good point, Kev. Always thinking. And our dress code should be sleeve shirts, nice slacks, and maybe just a pair of K-Swiss.
All white K-Swiss, I think. Clean and classy.
Yeah, and I think hazing is a must. Honestly, no frats on campus haze. What's up with that?
I know. I'm in a frat, and they better haze the crap out of me if I'm in a frat,
And I got some good ideas. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Excellent work, as always, Kevin. Thank you.
No, thank you, Kevin.
And when we return, we will have the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Marco with the weather. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Wondering why it's 60 degrees in January? Well, our weatherman is unlikely to have the answer, but we'll give him a chance anyways. Here's Marco.
Tonight, I'd like to begin with a public service announcement. If a girl invites you over to her house for muffins, always accept. Look at it this way. Best case scenario, you get laid. Worst case scenario, you get muffins. And Kevin, it's hot because I'm here. It was 50 degrees out today, in fact, and it's the middle of January in northern Wisconsin. Also, a hurricane formed in Haiti today and blew from west to east, and that's never happened before. But I'm not going to dwell on that because my therapist tells me not to until we get the new dosage right. It snowed 2 days ago, though, so let's focus on that. That's something that makes sense and I can hold on to. I saw a kid on the sidewalk peeing his name into the snow, and I said, "Oh yeah, Timmy, watch this," and then I peed my name into the concrete. I then walked back home and was struck by a truck while crossing the street. The driver died on impact and both of my shins were shattered, but I managed to walk it off. A piece of shrapnel opened up a 4-inch deep wound in my side, which was lucky because I found a cell phone lying on the street and I needed the extra pocket to carry it in. I turned the phone into the police station, and while I was there, they said I should go to the hospital, to which I replied, "Thank you for your concern, sir, but I don't need a stay in the girly man's hotel." At this point, I didn't want to go inside and get my insides all over my furniture, so I went down to the store to get some duct tape and whiskey for my first aid kit. When I came out of the store, one of my tires was flat, so I had to fill it up. It took me about 30 seconds because I had to pause between breaths. When I finally got home, I went and booked myself a trip to the Virgin Islands. I'm going there next Thursday. Next Friday, they're just going to be the islands. Well, it wasn't much weather, but that's all you're getting tonight, folks. If you don't like the rain, go to Philadelphia. It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
And we all wish Marco a safe trip to the Virgin Islands. In the meantime, the world of sports has been busy over the winter break, with the NFL playoffs all wrapped up and the Packers keeping the Bears out of it. Here's Zach with more on sports.
All right, everyone, we are just a few days away from the big day, the day that we have to pee so incredibly badly because we actually want to watch the commercials, the halftime show, and the game. It's Super Bowl week. This year's Super Bowl features the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers, and today I have the 3 keys to the game, as well as the one thing each team needs to do to win this game. The first key to win this game for both teams is to win the coin toss. If you win the coin toss, you have the other team playing your game already. By winning the coin toss, the other team is already in the losing spirit and already figuring out what to do now that they have lost the most essential part of the game. Can you imagine where the NFL would be now if it didn't have the coolest part of the game, the coin toss? Well, the second key to win this game is to put lots of chocolates, cupcakes, ice cream, pies, and cookies into the opposing team's locker room. Have you seen some of the linemen in the NFL? A lot of these big boys weigh more than 300 pounds and have definitely seen their share of chocolate over the years. If you can put all these foods in the other team's locker room, these big boys are going to stuff their faces and going to be exhausted during the game. Instead of defending the quarterback or trying to rush the quarterback, these guys are going to be hurling big chunks of apple pie goodness all over the field. It'll be easier to win this game than reading a script off a teleprompter. The third key to win this game is to bribe the crowd. All the stats show that teams perform better when they are at home and the crowd is all cheering the team on. Since the game is in New Orleans this year, maybe the team should offer to buy each fan that cheers for their team a saxophone or tickets to a free Mardi Gras party. And maybe the teams can even get the crowd not only to cheer for them, but throw food and souvenirs at the other team. They may even be able to get the fans to streak onto the field when the other team has a crucial play going on to distract everyone. And now I add the keys to the game for each team. The San Francisco 49ers need to get Billy Cundiff back on the Ravens team. Do you remember Billy Cundiff? He was the Baltimore kicker last year and was able to win the game for the Ravens if he kicked something like a half-yard field goal, and he missed it and ruined the Ravens' hopes and dreams because he is a big choker. Getting this loser back on the Ravens should be the 49ers' #1 priority. For the Ravens, they need to get Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback of the 49ers, out partying the night before. Then they need to convince him that he should get another tattoo and put it on his throwing arm. And the next day, after Kaepernick gets the tattoo, it'll be the Super Bowl. And his arm will be so tired and sore, he won't even be able to throw a football. That'll force the 49ers to use Alex Smith as the quarterback. And he probably doesn't even know how to throw a football because he has been warming up Colin Kaepernick's seat on the bench for so long now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the keys to the Super Bowl. And now, quick bit on Marquette sports, specifically MU basketball. If you have been living in the bomb shelter under Abbotsford for the past few days, you may not know that a bat interrupted the game multiple times and players were trying to get rid of it. That bat finally went away after Buzz Williams waved his arms frantically and shouted random sayings at the bat, making it confused and wanting to be alone. Finally, this week's sport of the week is superling. In this sport, you get a bunch of friends and watch the Super Bowl and throw in some cash. Put out a bunch of food and drinks in reaching distance from where you are all sitting so that everyone eats and drinks them. Then the game is to see who can stay seated the longest. Want something to eat? Hope you can reach it. Need to blow your nose? Use your sleeve. Need to use the bathroom? Hope your couch is yellow and your pillows are brown because there is money on the line to see who wins. My prediction is that the 49ers will win with a final score of 2-0. What a thriller. And that's it for sports.
Thank you, Zach. And when we return, Gilberto and Trayvon will have some lovely advice to give. Stay with us. Hello again, and have you been staying in touch with current events? Don't worry, because Gilberto and Trayvon have you covered in this week's report.
Hello, and welcome to the best segment you will ever see in your entire life. Well, kind of, but you get the point. We're really funny, or try to be, and just fail. Hilariously, though.
Well, he fails. I just hair switch like it's nobody's business if I ever mess up.
Today's topic is current events, and do we have some things to tell you? So let's get started. Let's talk about the accusation of Beyonce lip singing at the inauguration. Okay, just going out to say it. It's Beyonce. She can do whatever she wants. Now, yes, lip singing is normally not her forte, unlike Milli Vanilli or Ashley Simpson. But please, give her a break. What should be breaking news is that her new album will be featuring 0 new artists, with the exception of her older sugar daddy beau, Sean Corey Carter, also known as Jay-Z, who will add various O's and hovas during the hooks of her soon-to-come catchy tracks.
Are we going to talk about the fact that her daughter's name is a new form of poison? Blue Ivy?
Okay. Next current event, we'll start off with the question, who will Chris Brown not fight? I was fortunate enough to interview one of his ex-entourage members who requested to remain nameless, but informed me that Chris Brown has in fact got into a heated dispute with Siri on his iPhone 5, which ended in a cracked screen for Siri and Chris Brown phoneless for about 20 minutes or so. Also, as everyone knows about his dispute with Drake, which resulted in a busted up chin for Mr. Brown, his next victim was a beloved R&B artist Frank Ocean, who tweeted, "Got jumped by Chris and a couple guys. LOL. I only wish Everest was there." After I read that, I thought to myself, Gilberto, who is Everest? His bodyguard? The mountain? Or just a randomly heavy-set friend of his? Anyway, whoever Everest is, he probably would have got jumped as well. Or, of course, we don't know that.
Oh, shoot.
What?
I kind of asked Everest to come with me to pick out prom tuxes.
What? You know what was a little funny about it? That he also tweeted, "Cut my finger, now I can't play with two hands at the Grammys," a few moments before tweeting about the fight. Now, honestly, I think it was a diss towards Chris Brown because, as we all know, Frank Ocean is nominated in the most categories, including Album of the Year. Well, Chris Brown will be working on a new mixtape and seeing if Rihanna has time for promoting her new album to see a basketball game with him. Good for you, Chris. You go, Chris Brown, you go. Moving on, let's talk about Taylor Swift. Okay, let's not. Just kidding, just kidding.
Taylor Swift has been reportedly eyeballing Justin Bieber after his reported breakup with Selena Gomez. Talk about downgrading. They've been seen bowling and partying after a T-Swift concert. Taylor Swift should just wear a huge red A on all of her clothes. That is all.
Hello, folks. I am joined here by Billy Ray Vaughan, who has stopped in the studio, and it's lovely to have him here. Billy Ray, thanks for joining us here on MU180.
Kev, thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Oh, that's a southern handshake right there.
Yeah, that would be a southern handshake. So, so tell me, the music success that you've had in your career, what was that driven by?
Music success?
Yes, sir. Music success? You are in the music industry, am I correct?
Well, as of last check, I do dabble a little bit. I can maybe play a little something.
That's quite beautiful music. Thank you for doing that
yeah.
for our entire audience here.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what do you have any close family at all?
Yeah, I have some relations, mostly to my 2 cousins. I once had relations with my sister, but that was only once.
What kind of relations are we talking about here?
You know, just the normal kind of stuff. You know, my sister is one of my cousins, actually. And one of my cousins is actually my other sister.
You have a very unique family. Where are you from, Mr.?
Arkansas, actually, yes.
Arkansas. Lovely state. Been there myself. What high school did you go to? Because I'm going to say I don't think that you went to college at all.
I proudly graduated 3rd grade, actually.
3rd grade.
Little Miss Applebaum, she was my 1st and 2nd grade teacher. Made it through 3rd grade as well. I don't remember past that.
Did you have relations with Miss Applebaum at all?
We were friendly, yeah.
Friendly. Good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a good relationship with your 3rd grade teacher. I have to ask you, what do you do for recreational purposes?
Dude, you know, I like 4-wheeling. You ever heard of them ATVs before?
Sure.
I like to get down and dirty. You know, go through mud. There's a sport. You ever heard of a mud hugging before?
I have not.
No, it's what you get in a pickup truck. And let me just say real quick, I have a hot tub in the back of my pickup truck. Real easy to make. I can give you guys the recipe, as I like to call it. You know, a little duct tape and a nice tarp for it. But anyway, you drive right through there, you get stuck in the mud. True story. And then you try to get out, and if you can't, the tow truck tries to get you out, and they get stuck. I don't know what happens.
That sounds like a great time. I'd definitely hit me up with that one.
Yeah.
Any other, things that you would like to share with the group? You know, I'm getting the feeling that that you just might not be Billy Ray. I mean,
no, I am Billy Ray Vaughan.
The singer and entertainer, Grammy.
I work for the government, actually.
The government. What do you do for the government?
National security issues, actually. I wouldn't be able to probably divulge that information.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us, Billy Ray. I mean, we're going to leave here. Anyway, thank you for watching here with us on MU180. It has been an interesting, shall I say, first episode back from the mid-season. We'll see you next week here on MU180. Kevin Ellis.